It's one of those days where I've worked from home. I haven't really gotten dressed outside of yoga pants and sweatshirt, and it's time for dinner. So I was thinking about what ingredients I had. I had some ground beef, I had some potatoes that were already diced, and I looked online for some recipes. And I found this really yummy sounding recipe called cheeseburger soup. It sounded like the perfect recipe to try out. So I'm gonna let you come along for the ride. I started by browning the ground beef. This took a little bit of work to break up into smaller pieces. After using the spatula, I decided to use the rocker knife. I've also found that a potato masher works really great for breaking up ground meats. These packages that cheese come in are really difficult for me to open and close. So what I do is just use these scissors by Friskers, cut the packages open, and then grab a Ziploc bag and put it inside that and seal up the cheese up that way. This meat looks fairly lean, but I still do need to take a little bit of the fat off. What I'm going to do is just use a paper towel and just soak up the grease. This is a lot easier and a lot safer than having to pour any of the grease out. When I choose a recipe, I always try to find something that I can do in one pan. It makes cleanup so much easier. I'm now adding 3 cups of chicken broth. 3 cups of diced potatoes is the next ingredient. And finally, the spices. I substituted 2 tablespoons of dried chives and 1 teaspoon of asafoetida for onions. Potatoes can be a little bit more difficult to dice, so to save time, I asked my personal care attendant to dice them for me the day prior. She then placed them in a plastic container filled with water, and this prevents the potatoes from turning brown. After giving everything a really good stir, I allowed it to cook over a low boil for about 10 to 12 minutes until the potatoes were fully cooked. Now for the final 3 ingredients. 1 cup of canned sliced carrots, 1 cup of heavy cream, and 1 cup of finely grated cheddar cheese. Now I stir all the ingredients together and allow the cheese to melt. Let's see how it is. That's worth the time it took to cook. Now I'm going to serve this up and have some for dinner. I hope you have learned a few tips and tricks for cooking with limited mobility or hand function. You can find this recipe as well as a listing of the adapted devices I use on my website at jennysmithrollson.com.